Thank you for tuning in. I've got a lovely salad today. Isn't that nice? That's a nice one, isn't it? It's beautiful. Chef salad. The dressing it came with, it looked like it might be a ranch or blue cheese. I think it was a ranch. I prefer my own dressing. So I'm going to put on some Thousand Island here. I'll just squirt some of that on. There we go. I like Thousand or French or Golden Italian, you know. Now I also have this beer. My cousin was out from Saskatoon visiting a couple months ago now, and she likes this beer. It's a draft beer, or craft beer, I guess, whatever, IPA. Never heard of it. I assume it's like a microbrewery, a local brewery. I mean, it's okay. She left me 2 cans, these big cans. I had one already. On a hot day, it's nice. It really quenches your thirst. But I'm just gonna adjust my chair. It's not something I would buy. I like my Coronas or my Mooseheads or whatever. Also got this lovely Butterhorn, which I will heat up in the mic. So I don't have a fork. Hang on. Through the magic of TV, I got myself a fork. Okay, so here we go. I got bacon and chicken and egg and everything else and ham. You know, this summer has been unusual in the sense we've had not very little rain, no rain. If it does rain, there's like a few drops. Now, unfortunately, we never got much blackberries this year because the blackberries, to really get big, need a lot of rain, which they needed a couple weeks ago, which we never got. So they're all kind of shriveled up. This is delicious. I love having an egg on my salad. Cheese. Put some cheese on there. That's one thing with those little dressings they give you, they never give you enough. Which is why I like having my own. This is good. Chicken bone, that's not good. Well, I guess that happens. So getting back to the gardens. The gardens have been, as long as you're watering, everything is just flourishing unbelievably well. It's amazing. amazing. Everybody's garden's doing well. My little sister has lovely new potatoes. We've been taking tons of vegetables to my mom's place. Cucumbers, zucchini, beans, tomatoes. And in turn, Lynn has a friend who grows an amazing garden, who always gives us stuff as well. So you give your own stuff away and somebody else gives you some of theirs. Spinach in here, lettuce. I made a fantastic pasta last night for dinner. Wow. That's the second piece of chicken bone I found. That's not good. Somebody is being very careless. When you dice chicken up that small, you should never find chicken bones in there. If you do, you remove them. Now I have to admit, the first time, in all the times I've eaten their salads, that's the first time that's happened. We had a bit of thunder last night and some lightning. About 5 drops of rain. Now, we've had a lot of forest fires. Some very close to home, a lot of them on the island. And that lightning does start a lot of fires. Mind you, people start a lot of them too. Oh, this is good. I love a salad that's loaded. It's really not a very good beer. It's got kind of a bitter taste to it, like a bitter aftertaste. There's a restaurant in town, specialized in seafood. Very good. I think they've been around since the late 70s, early 80s. Long time anyway. Very good reputation. They haven't changed their decor since the beginning of time, which is kind of cool. They've got beautiful seafood. You know, their chicken cordon bleu and everything they do is really good. But they bring you a salad to go with your meal. Like before your meal. Let's say I was having the chicken cordon bleu or steak and lobster or something. I might order an appetizer. Most likely the tiger prawns, because they do a beautiful job. These big, plump, juicy prawns. But they bring you this little salad to start your meal off, and they have their house-made 1,000-ounce, which is very good. But the salad is so tiny, it's just kind of funny, right? They give this. It's almost like what's the point? You know, it's like, you know, it's just like it's even probably smaller than that. I mean, it's just this little tiny salad. It kind of makes me chuckle, you know. I really like that restaurant. Very pricey. But I was talking before about their decor. A lot of people who go there for the first time, they look around and they go, "Why don't they change this?" But for me, it's like it's just kind of cool, you know. It's never been changed. It's been the same thing they've had for, you know, like, well, since the 70s. The reason I made spaghetti last night was I went to grab a jar of salsa. I misread it because we make our own salsa, our own spaghetti sauce, you know, canned tomatoes, whatever. And I grabbed it. I saw SS. For some reason, I just thought salsa was actually spaghetti sauce. I was thinking salsa sauce, and I opened up. I realized it was spaghetti sauce. So I ended up making spaghetti, and that was like a couple days ago. So I made the spaghetti last night. It was so good. Almost bought a piece of carrot cake today, but I settled on my butterhorn because I like those. Those are good. tell you something kind of funny. So yesterday, I'm out watering all the gardens and like the flowers and the vegetable garden and everything, and it's a lot of work. It takes a long time. Linda's away camping, so I water in the evenings and in the mornings, and it takes probably an hour and a half. An hour and a half in the morning, an hour and a half in the evening. And we keep talking about getting an automated, like an underground sprinkler, which we'll probably do. Because when there's water restrictions, you have to, you can only use a handheld device to water, which to me doesn't make sense. Because when it comes to turning on a sprinkler, Linda has a lot of patience. She'll just stand there and hold the damn thing, So anyways, I was in the front yard and I could hear Marcy the dog barking and barking and barking. Now a lot of times dogs bark for no reason, especially where every neighbor around us has a dog. So they bark at each other over the fence and under the fence, and they're doing their dog thing. So I'm noticing she's not shutting up, so I go back there and she's by the tool shed, and she's lunging and backing up, lunging back and barking. So obviously she's cornered something. So I'm thinking the worst. I'm thinking it's like a raccoon or a cougar. So I walk by there and she's like, Marcy's kind of a chicken, like she barks, but she's smart enough not to go in behind the tool shed and corner herself. Then I look behind there, and my son lives across the street. His cat is here. It's a big orange one. Kind of like Garfield, his great big orange cat, right? And it's just sitting there like this, right? On this pile of logs. Firewood. Sitting on the firewood. Marcy's barking, so of course when it sees Marcy, it's just kind of holding its own. But then when it sees me, it decides it's time to leave because there's me and the dog as well. So it takes off behind the shed and runs. So Marcy runs behind it. The cat just runs and just clears this 5-foot fence, no problem, right? But Marcy is she's just kind of funny, She's actually afraid of cats. One time we were walking. Marcy sees a cat, she's stuck on the leash, she's barking and barking, and the cat gets back up like that. Marcy starts yelping like a little bitch, Kind of sad. But cats can be, they're real scrappers. My son's cat is quite big. Could probably hold its own. Now they use some smoky bacon here because they're nice flavor. My Linda's son-in-law drinks a beer called Lucky. Very popular here on the island. Actually, there's more beer, Lucky beer, consumed here on the island than anywhere else in the world. I know that's weird, but it's true. And he thinks that's great, but I don't think he's ever tasted any other beer. That's a really good salad. You know, when you have a salad with ham and chicken and cheese and an egg, there's a lot of protein there, and it's very nice. It's very filling. Still very lean, very calorie-wise. Linda, when she watches me eat, she always says I must have been something that was starving in a previous life. Because I just pick everything. I'm going to mic this up in the microwave, okay? There it is. I mic'd it up. I'll use my same fork. These are always good when they're mic'd up. They're very delicious. They're better if you have a cup of coffee to go with it. Pastry's very fresh. Got a nice icing on there. Walnuts. apparently been sick a while. That's really unfortunate, you know. You know what's interesting? I'm 68 at the time of this recording. I remember in 1979, my uncle, Oscar, passed away at the age of 60. And I thought, well, 60, well. Like, at the age of 60, how long do you expect to live, right? I remember the Beatles song, When I'm 64. I was the same way. When I was a kid, or actually even when I was in my 30s, whatever, I thought, good grief, 60, well, you've lived a full life, kind of, right? Tomorrow, my buddy John and I are going out for lunch. He, 2 weeks ago today, he had surgery for a hernia. Yeah, he had surgery for hernia. He was in and out. I mean, that's the way to do it nowadays, right? He was in and out. But we meet for lunch every 2.5, 3 weeks, I guess. So tomorrow will be about 3 weeks since we last went out. We go on Tuesday. He likes to go Tuesday because it's cheap Tuesday. The pasta's cheaper on Tuesday. Now we're talking about a man with literally hundreds of thousands of dollars in his bank account. He likes to go on cheap Tuesday. Maybe that's why he's so wealthy. John's a good guy. He's my best friend. I haven't told him this yet. But so far, I've had 3 best friends in my life. And they've all passed away. They're all gone. So I haven't told John that. Mind you, he's 8 years younger than I am, so he was born in 65, I was born in 57. He's actually Dutch ancestry. And I was reading that the Dutch people are the tallest people in the world, and he's like 6'5". I bought 2 of those butter horns. I'm almost tempted to eat the other one, but I'll save the other one. Last mouthful, folks. She actually gave me this. Like I said, a couple months ago, I had 2 cans. I drank the first one. It was like, I've been dreading drinking it, but I thought I better drink it before it gets any worse. I'd rather drink this. Okay, there it is, my friends. Well, I thank you for tuning in. I do want to say something. Birthday shout-outs. If you want a birthday shout-out, if you haven't heard your shout-out yet, be patient. It's coming, okay? If you expected to hear it on or around your birthday, there's a good chance that may not happen if you didn't let me know well in advance. I need probably at least 3 weeks' notice nowadays, okay? In the meantime, look after yourselves, look after each other, stay amazing out there in the land of awesome, and I'll see you later. Bye. Just having some fun.